You know, I really don't think I'm gaming YouTuber material yet, and as I go through this list here, it seems like the next thing I need to do on my road to success is create a video about movie licensed games. But I've kind of already done that with the Rocky video. But you know what, that's perfectly fine. I've wanted to talk about the Chamber of Secrets PS2 game for the longest time, and typical, isn't it? The content creator always gets a call during their recording. Well, sorry, I gotta take this, it's probably important. Hoi hoi.
Hi there, we're massive fans of your channel, and we just wanted to invite you on to a show.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Really? Thank you, I'll see you later on.
Tell me you love me.
Guys, the Almighty must be listening, because I'm going on...
It's time for Tie-In Buy-In! Hello and welcome to Tie-In Buy-In, the internet game show voted most contrived setup since evil character forces person to play a game against his or her will.
No! I refuse! I shan't play it! I'll never play it!
Oh, come on, man, I know you'll like it.
TIBI is a show where our lucky guest must talk about a certain topic related to licensed games. Why, you ask? Well, they signed the contract. Today we have world's biggest Boruto fan, GH! Round of applause, everybody!
No, that's a typo, that was supposed to say Naruto.
Fantastic. Anyways, computer, spin that wheel, please! Cartoon-based video games. Enjoy!
This is all very contrived. But I did sign the contract, so...
You know, I really do feel bad for any kid who grew up during Simpsons Mania and had to play all those shite Simpsons games. Licensed games, defined as a video game based on an existing property, usually a movie, TV series, or comic book. Licensed games have a bad rap on the internet for being generally shite. You know the kind of games I'm on about. You see some gameplay of it and you go, ah, one of those licensed games.
Well, the powers that be at Tie-In Buy-In have asked me today to look at cartoon-based licensed games. The spotlight is on me, the camera is rolling, and I have one chance to make you want to stay here and keep watching. Anybody remember Turbo?
I had never seen a thing about this movie before this video, and I'm pretty sure after watching a trailer of it, I'm never gonna watch it in my life. But basically, it's a story about a racing snail. So you'd expect a racing game, right? Wrong! How about Tony Hawk Pro Snailer? That's right, for some dang reason, the mad lads and ladies at Monkey Bar Games thought, why not take a snail, skateboarding, Wii U, profit. Well, joking aside, that is what's great about gaming. You can take an odd concept and make it fun. Who would have thought a game about digging in the ground and filling monsters full of air would be fun, for example? So, is this game any good? No. Sadly, you can smell the cheapness coming from this game, from the visuals to the audio to the gameplay. There is no sense of momentum or speed, and tricks feel really heavy and unrewarding to perform. They try to be creative by allowing you to skate in places such as a kitchen, but even Tony Hawk did that, and they did it better on worse hardware. This really is nothing to talk about, and just looking at this game on the official Nintendo website is enough time with this game. Oh, you can change the colour of your snail. Cool, dude. Keeping on the DreamWorks train, we got Penguins of Madagascar, once again for the Wii U. After a weirdly compressed DreamWorks ident, my hopes were kinda dashed, but let's go!
Ah, shit.
So what we got here is a platformer where you pick between one of the 4 penguins to play at any given moment and use each of their special abilities. Skipper can dish out a pimp slap, Kowalski can hack computers and float for a few seconds, Private can turn into a plant and go through some pipes, and finally Rico, lovely name by the way, can charge headfirst into anything and give himself even more brain damage. Look, I don't get the argument about making platformers that are super simple to give to younger kids. I have 2 younger brothers, one finds games alright, and one loves video games, and I've given them both Mario games when they were younger, and they either found it easy, or they found it hard and then came back to it later and got better. So let me ask you this. What is the purpose of this game or any of these dang games? I mean, just look at this crap. Does it look fun to you? Does it?
I think we're looking in the wrong place here. DreamWorks was a company born out of hatred for Disney, so let's try a Disney animated film next. Let's just drag one out of the animated film catalogue they have, and... You're not Home on the Range!
Bolt! It was alright. Watched it as a kid, found it alright, don't have a desire to come back to it anytime soon. Letterboxd agrees with me that it's an overall okay movie, but then again, Dr. Sleep has a 3.5 out of 5, while...
Link in the description if you care.
If you've never seen the movie Bolt, it's a film about a dog who believes he is a superhero, when really he's on a TV show, and in the show, his owner, Penny, gets taken away by the big baddie of the show as like a big end of season cliffhanger. He then goes out into the real world to try and find her, and shenanigans ensue. Well, in this game, we are playing out a season of the TV show, and we are introduced to the story by Rhino, a Bolt superfan seen in the movie, who was eating the creepiest looking popcorn models I think I've ever seen in a game. I don't know why, I just find it rather creepy. Look at it, doesn't it weird you out? He is watching the episodes that we'll be playing, and I don't hate this setup at all. The guys and gals over at Avalanche Software took the best route when it comes to making a game about Bolt. Much better than, say, loosely retelling the story of the film, which so many licensed games do. As for the story, in the story, we are introduced to the two playstyles in the first level, where Penny and Bolt are infiltrating a location in Italy to find info on Penny's dad who has been taken. Penny's gameplay of all things is actually stealth. She uses her scooter to climb up and around buildings, and she has gadgets which help her take out guards. But she's one hit and you're dead. Or knocked out, it's a kid's game, let's be real here. Meanwhile, Bolt's gameplay is more like a beat 'em up with platforming involved too. Bolt is who you'll be spending most of the time with in this game, but Penny is used to mix up gameplay, and she's also used to aid Bolt to get to areas which he wouldn't normally be able to reach. I would argue he's a super dog who can already do things like super bark, stop moving vehicles, and so much more, so I'm surprised things such as doors hold him back, but we're gonna do video game, moving on. In the story, you visit a variety of locations, such as the Yucatan jungle, to China, to even uncharting your way across the terrain in a snowy landscape. The reason for all these location changes is because of Kaliko, your baddie for this game. He's taken Penny's dad, and it's a journey to try and save him and foil Kaliko's plans well... He's a cliche villain on a kids' TV show, you can probably guess his goal. As mentioned before, Penny's gameplay is stealth orientated, and although she doesn't get the spotlight as much as Bolt, and her line delivery can be very rough, her gameplay is very my first Metal Gear Solid at times, and she even has like little mini games along the way, such as a knockoff Geometry Wars, which I never found that tough, but then again, this is not exactly... Her levels are nice to break up Bolt's gameplay, but honestly, I'm struggling to discuss these sections. Bolt's gameplay, however, is much more fun as you have his set of powers. He has laser eyes, a shield that makes him invulnerable, super speed, and a super bark. This is on top of your typical light, heavy, and grab attacks. When grabbing, you can use one of 4 moves to finish off your enemy. But the problem is, these animations get rather long and rather boring, so whenever I grab someone to finish them off, I just threw them since it was faster to do that and it saved more time in the long run. Combat itself is almost like proto-Batman Arkham, which is interesting to say because, well, these two games came out rather close together, and also, Avalanche later down the line would make Mad Max and use the exact same combat style again, but just a bit more refined that time. Unlike Batman, there's no counter button, but the combat wants you to use your attacks and powers to chain combos together so you can build up a super meter, which basically makes you go 9-tails on them bitches, boosting your power, which even makes the biggest foes easy to take down via spam, which is mainly what I saved the power buff for. But saying that, it was rather satisfying to do a powered up ground slam. That's always satisfying to do. Avalanche is a great team, and I feel they really did try their best here adapting Bolt's powers to a game. It's rather fun to use his powers to, say, stop a moving car, destroy the ground beneath you, taking people down with you, and stopping generators by jumping into them. But sadly here the combat is just rather stale. They try their best to add some variation into the combat by throwing in new enemies to fight against, like these dudes that throw disc bombs at you which you have to catch and then throw back, which was challenging at first, and enemies that dodge normal attacks until you stun them with a power, and yeah, it's just an average game for me. But respect to Avalanche so much because I can really sense they tried. They have set pieces involving rockets and some nice details such as having the area around you at times react to your ground pound, and having concept art as loading screens is really nice, but I feel you can tell this is a budget game just by looking at the title. You can have an amazing budget game, and I really think Avalanche tried their best here, but sadly this just wasn't the one.
One last attempt. There must be some good movie-based game based on a Disney property somewhere. I mean, heck, they basically made Video Game The Ride with Toy Story Midway Mania. Look at this, it's so damn cool. If only they could just take this game and shove it into a Wii disc or something, and oh, there we go, there we go, that's right.
For a time, many riders of Toy Story Midway Mania at Disney theme parks proclaimed, how have they not made this into a video game yet? Well, one of Disney's ununiformed higher-ups must have been listening, as a year after the ride's public opening, Toy Story Mania hit the Nintendo Wii in 2009 and PC in 2010, developed by the now-defunct Papaya Studio, and later ported to the PS3 and 360 in 2012 by the not-defunct High Voltage Software. You would assume this is an on-rails light gun shooter, right? Just like the ride. Well, the Wikipedia page for this game says it's a party game. You know what? I am not scared, but to be safe, I'm gonna check the Metacritic score for this game, and as I said, I'm just being safe here, and oh for fuck! Toy Story Mania starts out with what you would see if you were on the actual ride, a test screen where Woody and Buzz are taking pies to the face as you ignore their large targets and cake them in more white than a teenager's browser history. After that, carnival games. Yep. Piece of shit, bottom of the barrel fucking carnival games. For once, this cunt right here has more prestige than these two icons of merchandising. What the fuck? Look at this shit. How the hell did this game even get this rating? The only unique thing that this game has going for it is that it comes with 3D glasses, you know, these blue and red ones that you always used to get when you used to see films in like 2002, and you can unlock 3D versions of the levels that you've already played. When I bought this game, I honestly thought this would be like the happy ending to the video. I thought this would be the one game that says, hey, licensed games, they can be good, but no, this was bloody atrocious. I want to keep talking about this game. I thought there was something redeemable about this game, but no, this game let both me and my brother down so much that he cried. You hear that, Toy Story Mania? You made a child cry. Well, he didn't cry, but he was more annoyed than anything else, actually. But I'm sure if we kept playing, a tier or two may have came out eventually. Look, I understand, I get it. Licensed games, they're easy pickings, they're baits, they're so simple to just grab and tear apart. But I honestly believe there are some good licensed-based games out there based on your favorite TV show or film. Honestly, I really think there is. Really, guys, I think there is at least one good game. Alright, shut up! You know what? I'm calling your bluff, internet. I'm willing to bet I could find you a good licensed game out there. You know what? I'm doubly calling your bluff. I'm willing to bet I could make a whole YouTube series around good licensed-based video games. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it will happen soon. Come back and you'll see. Hi there, Ghosted Videos Past, don't ask questions. Just wanted to say that these video games won't be mentioned in the series because people already know that they're good. Oh, damn it! All for the art. Why, Sonny? Well. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I didn't think this through. How am I gonna do this?